He had the speed to get there. He had incredible good finishing hands. The question was, was Rodriguez, was Evan going to be able to get him the puck, and he did. Good for him. He's played incredibly hard for us and incredibly well, and you like to spread those overtime, kind of those special goals around a little bit. He's earned one.
We talked earlier about how your team has remained so comfortable in these uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
They get that late goal to tie things up.
It didn't. This is a hard game, I think, for both teams. I think the Islanders have had a very difficult schedule in the month of January. It looks a lot like ours, but we're 4 games in 6 nights, 3 of those on the road, starting a different time zone. There was nothing smooth or pretty or easy about the game, and we never fought that. I don't think that we ever fought it trying to make it better than it was going to be. It was going to be ugly and a grinder. So when they tied it at the end, it wasn't, just wasn't the end of the job. We had to kind of keep pushing.
What did you like most about the overall defensive game?
I didn't think we hurt ourselves mentally. I think we couldn't move the puck the way we normally would. We lost some battles. Our legs maybe weren't there. But we weren't foolish with what we did. We kind of accepted, all right, we're running at about 60 to 70% gas. Let's not put ourselves in a position that we get into a track meet in this one. So there were a lot of dump pucks by both teams, right? Neither team forced the issue at the offensive line. They weren't trying to create stuff. Neither were we. It was a grinder, and we just got real comfortable with that.
I have a bit of a two-parter here.
Hit me.
I mean, what caused you to move Mackie Samoskevich off of that first line? And how impressed were you that he kept pushing and drew that penalty there with the speed?
Yeah, it was a balancing act, actually, because I thought, first of all, we got a couple of games without scoring a 5-on-5 goal. They've got 3 pretty solid defensive lines that they run against. And my original idea with all of us was to see Samoskevich play with Lundell and Lustrand. That's what I wanted to see when we brought him back up. Barkov happened to get hurt, so the whole thing kind of just timed out for the other line to go back together, for Samoskevich to start with Barkov. But that's what I wanted to see, and I was happy with it, right? So he draws a penalty, and rightfully so. I thought he was as good as the rest of the hockey team in terms of some of its defensive assignments, but he's back. He's here now. He's trying stuff. You want a young guy to figure out what he can get away with and what he can't. We want him to get away with as much as he possibly can, but there are certain kind of rules you have to adhere to. This stint here, he was very, very good. Like, I thought he was more dynamic, tried more stuff. You see in the confidence in him starting to grow. So it wasn't an emotion. It was a balancing of the lines. And I started this. I talked to Bill about 10 days ago. I said, I'd like to see Samoskevich with Lundell and Luosterainen at some point, possibly before the break. So I wanted to see it tonight.
Coach, have you been so solid on the road lately?
Yeah.
Game after game.
There wouldn't be a lot of pieces of our game that weren't right. So the last 2 are power play scored goals for us, and our goaltending has been very, very strong on the road. But we've had nights, I guess in Pittsburgh the night penalty kill, it was 15 minutes. Penalty kill time was brilliant. So, and the nights that those 2 units been quieter, 5-on-5 games, has been good. So it's kind of whatever the game presented us, we've had an answer to it in part of our game.